My name is Tim Bourne. I am the International Director of Watches here in Bonhams in Hong Kong. The 5 tips that we wanted to share with you for new buyers, always a question that comes up as probably every single sale. Obviously there are new buyers that are coming to our market all the time, and they always want to know how we are going to bring them in and how they're going to understand the whole auction process. First tip, get to know your specialist. The specialist is a very key figure, a person who knows the watches that have been put together for the auction. They know all the good points and they know all the bad points. And the pieces to watch out for, and also the very collectible aspects of certain watches. So start to build a relationship with the specialist is one key point, I would say. The second point is doing your market research. There is so much information available now on the internet and through all forms of catalogues and publications now on watches. So it's very, very important to do your research on the brand, on the model, and also on gaining as much information about the actual condition of the watch as possible. This is crucial because this obviously has a huge impact on the value of the actual timepiece that you may be bidding on. Point number 3 is very much learn the background history of the actual watch itself. So provenance is very important. It's important to get to know who owned the watch before. Perhaps it has come from an important estate. Perhaps it's owned by someone of international note, perhaps a celebrity of some description. But it's good to know and to check also on whether a watch has been previously up for auction or not. One aspect is it's always nice to see that a watch comes to an auction fresh to the market. It obviously then again fetches a premium when it actually comes onto the auction block. The fourth point, control one's emotions. An auction and participating in an auction is a very emotional moment. So I think one has to be able to keep in check one's eagerness and passion, especially if one is coming in and this is your first time in buying. So I think choosing the best auction method for you as an individual. Auctioneers can be very persuasive figures, so you mustn't get too carried away. And I think also to have almost a sort of a cap to how much you're going to spend on a certain timepiece is important. If you can imagine that in every auction, each bid can represent 10% of the watch's value, then before you know it, if you're encouraged to do those extra 3 or 4 more bids, it could end up costing you another 30, 40 or 50% onto the value of the watch. So I think in that respect, sort of be careful. Choose whether it's important to bid live in the actual auction room, or you can bid via the telephone, or if you don't want to be so public, then you can also bid via the internet as well. The fifth point is for the collector to be true to themselves. I don't think there's any point in being told exactly what to buy by somebody else. I think a collector has to represent their own personality and character, and that's the beauty of the watch market and the beauty of the watch industry itself, is that there are so many watches in such a variety of designs and a variety of makers, and every watch design appeals to a different type of person. So I think be truthful to yourself and make sure that you buy something or you bid on something that you yourself is really going to enjoy.